This is a Caterpillar D5G XL Dozer. It's made by Norscot and it's in 1/50th scale. Now this is one of the more uncommon versions of the D5. As you can see, it's got a company color scheme on there. It's a pretty awesome green and white, or I guess that's more of a gray. And you look on the top here, it's got the logo for the 30th anniversary of the Schwickert Company. Not really sure where they're out of. If you look close, it's not really 30 years. That's kind of like celebrating your 30th birthday when you turn 33. But whatever, it still makes for a nice little crawler here. I really like the colors. I'm a big fan of company colored machines. I think they look pretty good. They stand out on the shelf amongst the sea of yellow, which is always nice. As far as the model itself goes, it's not bad. It was still made during the rubber track era, and that is a little bit disappointing because if this had metal tracks, it'd be a fantastic little dozer. It really would. But the rubber tracks kind of take away from it quite a bit because Norscot really did a pretty fair job on it. Like the undercarriage looks good. You got the little access panels there. The hood looks good. The interior detail is again pretty good. It's really not bad. It's got the nice little ripper on there, which I'm not a fan of. I don't like rippers on 6-way tractors, but that's just a personal preference of mine. And it will almost hold itself. It's a little bit loose. It's just barely snug enough to hold itself up, which is a little disappointing, but at least it'll hold itself up. As far as the blade goes, that is not exactly great either. That's as far as it comes down, so you can just barely pick up the front of the crawler, which is a little bit disappointing. You do have a little bit of angle left and right. Really, it's just enough. And you'll notice here you have the cylinder for the 6-way, for your angle up and down, but it doesn't work. And if you look close, you can see that you have the center pin runs all the way down. So even though you have the cylinder and that goofy dog bone up there, you can't tilt it anyway, which is a little bit disappointing because it looks like you should be able to, but you can't. Otherwise, though, just sitting on the shelf, it really does look pretty good. One of the nice things about the tracks being black is that it kind of goes with the color scheme a little bit, which really isn't bad. Like the rubber yellow rubber tracks, a lot of times the yellow didn't quite match the paint, so they really stuck out as being rubber. But on this, it doesn't quite stick out as bad. It's a little weird to have black tracks, but they still look pretty good. One of the things that I was really disappointed with was that there's not a lot of time between the D5G and the D5K that Norscot also made. And if you put them side by side, you can kind of see that the D5K is an awful lot better than the D5G, and there wasn't a whole lot of time between when the two models were produced. If nothing else, you got the metal tracks, and you also have a functioning 6-way blade, which is, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter sitting on the shelf, but I think it's nice. I like that it works. The D5G, it wasn't this version. I got the standard version first, and this was one of the few models that I've picked up where when I saw it, saw it on the internet, and it looked pretty good on the internet, and I ordered it. And when I got it and I opened up the box, I was honestly a little disappointed in it, just because it looked a lot better on the internet than it did when I finally got my hands on it. And not that it's a disappointing model, but I was a little bit disappointed. I had higher expectations in it. I think now you can find these D5Gs for pretty cheap, and honestly, I wouldn't pay more than $15 for one, but that's just me. This version is, like I said, it's maybe not harder to find, but it's much more uncommon, and that makes it quite a bit more valuable. Like, I don't think you're going to find very many of these for maybe less than $100, because that's about where the value is, you know, plus or minus. Anyway, that's all I have for this. If you'd like to see more of what we have, please subscribe to Maryland Construction Diecast. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to ask. And as always, thanks for watching.